Hearing none, is from Safety Committee, an ordinance amending and restating an ordinance for CDL, drug and alcohol abuse testing policy and procedure for employees who hold a CDL. I believe we'd like to have that passed. Any comments on that? And the next one's from council as a whole, and that's an ordinance for our diesel fuel for the year 2014. They had a bid opening, and I believe this is the best bid. Any comments on that?
We want that passed also, please.
Yeah. Okay, any questions on the minutes which you had in front of you for passage this evening? Hearing none, the bills, Mr. Mansell.
Yes, Mayor, again tonight I'll be making a motion that we separate the bills into two separate lists. And the first list will be voted on by roll call. That list will contain bills number 4, number 12, number 16, number 17, number 18, number 19, number 30, number 31, number 34, number 41, and number 43. It's a total of 11 bills that I'd like to see separated off for a separate roll call vote.
Any comments or questions on these bills or any other bills? Hearing none, is there anything council would like to discuss during the caucus before we go to the regular meeting? Hearing none, close the caucus. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Lordstown Village Council meeting. If you'll please stand and join me for the Lord's Prayer and pledge allegiance.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, if I get a roll call, please.
Mayor Hill.
Present.
Mr. McCarthy.
Present.
Mr. Mansell.
Present.
Mr. Ratka.
Present.
Mr. Sullivan.
Here.
Mr. Zolden.
Here.
Mr. Rader.
Present.
Clerk Blind present. Treasurer George Evelyn.
Here.
Matt Van Such.
Here.
Police Chief Brent Milholm.
Here.
Fire Chief Travis Eastham.
Here.
Planning and Zoning Economic Development Dave Harrison.
Present.
Parks, Buildings, and Grounds Street Commissioner Dale Grimm. Recreation Marty Gibson.
Here.
Board of Public Affairs.
Present.
Municipal Engineer Chris Jellick.
Present.
Entertain a motion to excuse Mr. Grimm. He asked if he could be excused this evening.
So moved.
Moved by Mansell, second by Reader. Is that Reader or Sullivan? Sullivan, excuse me. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Entertain a motion for adoption of the agenda.
So moved.
Moved by Radka, second.
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Second by Reader. Comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Entertain a motion for disposal of the minutes of the regular meeting held November 18th, 2013.
So moved.
Moved by McCarthy, second. Second Sullivan. Comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Entertain a motion for payment of the bills. Mr. Mansell.
Yes, Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we separate the bills into two lists. The first list to be voted on by roll call. The bills that will be on that list is bill number 4, bill number 12, bill number 16, bill number 17, bill number 18, bill number 19, bill number 30, bill number 31, bill number 34, bill number 41, and bill number 43, for a total of 11 bills to be separated and voted on by roll call.
Everybody heard the motion by Mr. Mansell to have those 11 bills voted on by roll call. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Second by Mr. Radka. Comments? We will have an abstention tonight because the pending lawsuit with Mr. Zolden, so he will be abstaining from the vote. Any other comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. McCarthy.
Abstain.
Mr. Ratka.
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan.
Yes.
Mr. Mansell.
Yes.
Mr. Rader.
Yes.
Mr. Zolden.
Yeah, on the advice of the lawyers, I'm going to abstain.
Okay, 4 ayes, 2 abstentions, motion carries to pass those bills. Is there a motion to pass the rest of the bills?
So moved.
Moved by Mansell, second.
Second.
Second by Radka. Comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I have no mayor's report this evening, other than we had a real nice lighting ceremony, and glad to see the crowd who was there. So for the mayor's report, clerk's report,
I have no report, Mayor.
any questions for Bill? Solicitor's report,
No report, Mr. Mayor.
any questions for Matt? Treasurer's report,
No report.
any questions for George? Okay, Board of Trustees of Public Affairs report,
No report, Mr. Mayor.
any questions for John? Village Engineers report,
No report, Mr. Mayor.
any questions for Chris? Special reports, Police Chief Milhouse.
Just 2 things, Mr. Mayor. I've submitted my monthly report for November. Answer any questions if you have any, and also we've selected December 12th, which is next Thursday, for our annual Shop with a Cop Night.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Brent? Fire Chief Easton.
No report.
Any questions for Travis? Planning and Zoning Administrator, Director of Economic Development, Mr. Harrison.
Mr. Mayor, I have no report, but just again ask that we pass that resolution as an emergency so I may submit the application.
Okay, any questions for Dave? Okay, Mr. Grimm's not here this evening. Recreation, Marty.
No report.
Okay, any questions for Marty? Bill, do we have any correspondence this evening?
No correspondence, Mayor.
Okay, are there any public remarks? If you'd like to make a public remark after I acknowledge you, please come to the microphone so we can get it recorded in the minutes correctly. Public remarks? Hearing none, are there any council remarks?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. 3 years ago, I was chairman of negotiation committee, and we had not less than 7 meetings with council to try and get input from council. And of course, we were getting beat up saying that wasn't near enough. Fast forward to the day, we had 1 meeting with council, with all of council, and then a vote approximately a month ago for council to meet on negotiations. Hasn't happened. I think it's deplorable. And we were told the last meeting, well, we don't have to meet because we got some 30-day deal, backroom deal or whatever. I think that's very unfortunate. I think it's unfair to the residents, and I think it's particularly unfair to the employees. That's all I have.
Are there any other council remarks? Hearing none, we'll go on to committee reports. Finance, Mr. McCarthy.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, our next meeting, be my last meeting, will be December the 10th. We have 2 ordinance on tonight's agenda, and I'd like to see both of them pass as an emergency.
Okay, any questions for John? Public Parks, Buildings, Grounds, General Improvement, and Recreation, Mr. Sullivan.
I'd just like to piggyback on what the mayor said. I'd like, Dave, if you would, send a letter to Momentum Dance and Bailey Road Baptist, thanking them for their participation. Thank you, Marty, for putting that together. That little girl was the cutest thing that I've ever seen in my whole life. The 5-year-old that did the night before Christmas. I don't think I ever heard the full version before. And she was just darling. And so thank you, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. It was a great turnout.
And to piggyback on what Mr. Sullivan said, if you weren't there, this 5-year-old said verbatim, the night before Christmas with no script or anything, and even throwing a little bit of emphasis and everything when you had to. So I will say it was really great. Any questions for Mike? Okay, Public Safety and Welfare, Mr. Radka.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. We also have 3 pieces of legislation we'd like to see pass emergency tonight. And also just to bring the rest of the council up to speed, no one was aware we had a fire, house fire in November, and we had a hydrant that did not operate. Since then, the safety committee, along with the mayor, water superintendent, and fire chief got together. We put in place a new policy for fire hydrant testing, which will involve a employee from the water department and the fire department. So both of them will have a check off on each hydrant in the village, and if they're inoperable, they'll be fixed immediately. And so with this new procedure open, we don't have any more incidents like we had in November.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for
Already
Ron?
started, haven't they?
Yeah, it's already in,
If I've seen,
yes.
They probably about, what, half of them done, Bruce?
Yeah, we just, today we got went over the 300 mark out of 486. So we're a
About
little
two-thirds of the way there.
halfway, yeah.
Good.
Okay, thank you. Streets and sidewalks, Mr. Mansell.
I have no report tonight, Mayor.
Any questions for John? Public utilities, Mr. Zoldan.
I have no report, but I would like to say one thing. Excuse me. Next week's gonna be my last also, unless we have that emergency one to clean everything up. And I want to say this to you, Mr. Mayor, so everybody understands how I feel. We got this sewer wrapped up, and I'll tell you the truth, Mr. Mayor, if you would not have been leading it when you were a councilman, I don't think it'd have been done. It was such a disaster. And I may rip you apart sometimes, only to straighten you out, but when it comes to the sewer, you deserve all the credit for getting it up and started. To the new people coming on, you're coming on with this project, the sewer's cleaned up, everything's signed off. Trumbull County, we have nothing to do, the judge makes a decision. Please let me enjoy my retirement. Don't make me come back, and don't make me come before that microphone, or I'll rip somebody to pieces. I want to enjoy it. And again, Mr. Mayor, I will publicly say, you were the chairman, you led it, and you deserve all the credit for finally getting that mess cleaned up. And I do congratulate you.
Thank you, Stanley. Any other questions for Stan? Transportation, Mr. Reader.
No report tonight, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Bill, if you please read the first piece of legislation.
The negotiating committee for emergency passage, an ordinance amending and restating ordinance number 102, 2012, the master benefits ordinance, establishing the employment provisions and fringe benefits for all employees of the village of Lordstown, except for the hourly employees in the police and fire department, and declaring an emergency.
Comments or motions on this piece of legislation?
Yes, Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to amend this to the amendments that I read during caucus. Do you want me to read them again now, or?
We haven't read the minutes, or you think? Oh, everybody has a copy?
As long as the copies.
As long as everybody has a copy of it?
Yeah.
Okay, motion by Mr. Mansell to amend this
I'll second it.
to everything he said in caucus.
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Zoldan. Comments on the motion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Zoldan?
Yes.
Mr. Reader?
Yes.
Mr. Mansell?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
yes,
Mr. Radke?
Yes.
Mr. McCarthy?
Yes.
6 ayes, 0 nays, motion carried to amend. Are there any other comments or motions on this piece of legislation? Hearing none, this ordinance reverts back to second reading. Next, please.
The Finance Committee for emergency passage, an ordinance amending and restating ordinance number 33, 2008, which provides for the roles of order governing the council of the village of Lordstown, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
Comments or motions on this piece of legislation?
move to suspend the rules.
Motion by Sullivan to suspend the rules. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Zoldan. Roll call, please.
Mr. Sullivan? Mr. Radke?
Yes.
Mr. McCarthy?
Yes.
Mr. Reader?
Yes.
Mr. Zoldan?
Yes.
Mr. Mansell?
Yes.
6 ayes, 0 nays, motion carried to suspend the rules. Is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Moved by McCarthy, second.
Second.
Second by Mansell. Comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Mansell?
Yes.
Mr. Zoldan?
Yes.
Mr. Reader?
Yes.
Mr. Radke?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes,
Mr. McCarthy?
Yes.
6 ayes, 0 nays, motion carried to adopt. This is ordinance 85, 2013. Next, please.
Safety Committee for emergency passage, an ordinance accepting the proposal of Main Light Electric Company, Inc. to install a fiber optic line within the Village of Lordstown dispatch office for the 911 center and declaring an emergency.
Comments or motions on this piece of legislation?
Motion to suspend the rules.
Motion by Radke to suspend the rules. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by McCarthy. Roll call, please.
Mr. Radke?
Yes.
Mr. McCarthy?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
yes,
Mr. Reader?
Yes.
Mr. Mansell?
Yes.
Mr. Zoldan?
Yes.
Andy, you got to abstain on that.
I'm going to abstain.
Stacy.
Please.
All right, I'll abstain.
Okay, 5 ayes, 1 abstention, motion carries to suspend the rules. Is there a motion to adopt?
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Moved by Reader, second.
Second.
Second by Mansell. Comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. McCarthy?
Yes.
Mr. Mansell?
Yes.
Mr. Radford?
Yes.
Mr. Reader?
Yes.
Mr. Zoldan?
Abstain.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
5 ayes, 1 abstention, motion carries to pass the ordinance. This is ordinance 86, 2013.
Safety Committee for Emergency Passage. An ordinance amending and restating ordinance number 96, 2004, establishing a drug and alcohol use testing policy and procedure for elected and non-elected officials and full and part-time employees of the Village of Lordstown, and declaring an emergency.
Comments or motions on this piece of legislation?
Move to suspend the rules.
Motion to suspend the rules by Sullivan, second.
Second.
Second by Radka. Roll call, please.
Mr. Zoldan?
I'm gonna have to abstain.
Mr. Reader?
Yes.
Mr. Mansell?
Yes.
Mr. McCarthy?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mr. Radford?
Yes.
5 ayes, 1 abstention, motion carries to suspend the rules. Is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
McCarthy, second by Radka. Comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mr. Radford?
Yes.
Mr. McCarthy?
Yes.
Mr. Zoldan?
Abstain.
Mr. Reader?
Yes.
Mr. Mansell?
Yes.
5 ayes, 1 abstention, motion carried to adopt. Ordinance 87, 2013. Next, please.
The Finance Committee for Emergency Passage. A resolution authorizing David E. Harrison, Planning and Zoning Administrator, Director of Economic Development for the Village of Lordstown, to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission State Capital Improvement and Local Transportation Improvement Program for the Palmar Road resurfacing and safety upgrade project, and to execute contracts as required and declare an emergency.
Comments or motions on this piece of legislation?
Motion to suspend the rules.
Motion by McCarthy to suspend the rules. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Sullivan. Roll call, please.
Mr. Mansell?
Yes.
Mr. McCarthy?
Yes.
Mr. Reader?
Yes.
Mr. Radford?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mr. Zoldan?
I'm gonna abstain. If we get a state grant for the police department,
This is for the
This is for the
roads.
roads.
it's a state
You're allowed to
capital
drive on the
improvement on local.
The Palmyra Roads.
Take that back. Okay, take that back.
Just say yes.
Yes.
6 ayes, 0 nays. Motion carries.
Yes.
Is there a motion to adopt? So moved.
Second.
Moved by McCarthy, second by Zoldan. Comments? Doesn't get any better than this, folks.
No, we don't.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Radford?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mr. McCarthy?
Yes.
Mr. Zoldan?
Yes.
Mr. Reader?
Yes.
Mr. Mansell?
Yes.
6 ayes, 0 nays. Motion carried to adopt Resolution 10, 2013. Next, please.
From Safety Committee for Emergency Passage. An ordinance amending and restating ordinance number 95, 2004, establishing a CDL drug and alcohol abuse testing policy and procedure for employees of the Village of Lordstown who hold a commercial driver's license, and declaring an emergency.
Comments or motions on this piece of legislation?
What do I do on this one?
You vote.
Yes.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Motion to suspend the rules by Mansell, second.
Second.
Second by Radka. Roll call, please.
Mr. Zoldan?
Well, I guess the Lordstown police don't have driver's license, I guess I can.
CDL.
Yes.
CDLs.
CDLs?
They don't have a CDL.
They don't have CDLs.
Okay, I'm just making sure you guys are backing me on this, you know. All right, I'll vote yes.
Mr. Reader?
Yes.
Mr. Mansell?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mr. Radford?
Yes.
Mr. McCarthy?
Yes.
6 ayes, 0 nays. Motion carried to suspend the rules. The motion to adopt.
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Moved by Reader, second.
Second.
Second by Mansell. Comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. McCarthy?
Yes.
Mr. Radford?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mr. Mansell?
Yes.
Mr. Zoldan?
Yes.
Mr. Reader?
Yes.
6 ayes, 0 nays. Motion carried to adopt. Ordinance 88, 2013. Next,
From
please.
council as a whole for emergency passage. An ordinance accepting the proposal of Lyden Oil Company to supply the Village of Lordstown with gasoline and diesel fuel for the year 2014, such proposal being the most responsive, lowest, and best proposal and declaring an emergency.
Comments or motions on this piece of legislation?
Motion to suspend the rules.
Motion to suspend the rules by Mansell, second by Sullivan. Roll call, please.
Mr. Zoldan?
I'm gonna have to abstain. The police department uses this gas. So that'd be part, I guess, if you can't let me buy soap for them, so they'd be clean. I guess you can't let me buy gas for them.
I was just talking about that with Mr. Manson. Okay, keep on going, Bill.
I'm sustain,
Abstain.
abstain, thank you.
Mr. Reader?
Yes.
ABSTAIN, abstain.
Mr. Mansell?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mr. Radka?
Yes.
Mr. McCarthy?
Yes.
5 ayes, 1 abstention, motion carries to suspend the rules. Is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Moved by Radka, second by McCarthy. Comments? Roll call.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mr. Zoldan?
Abstain.
Mr. Radka?
Yes.
Mr. Reader?
Yes.
Mr. McCarthy?
Yes.
Mr. Mansell?
Yes.
5 ayes, 1 abstention, motion carries to adopt ordinance 89, 2013. Is there any old business council would like to discuss at this time? Hearing none new business, I'd like to go first. Everybody should have in their box appointments for the winter spring rec program from Marty. Following employees for the winter spring program: Jane Grader, Nancy Trues, Shannon Roya, Bonnie Taylor, and Jeremy Rattel. And the following coaches for the 2014 elementary basketball: James Moyers, Brian Forrest, Don Reed, Richard Knox, and Aaron Applegate. I'll entertain a motion to have them appointed.
So moved.
Moved by Radka, second by Zoldan. Comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Is there any other new business council would like to discuss at this time? Hearing none, are there any additional public remarks this time? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Zoldan, second. Second by McCarthy. All in favor? Aye. Motion carried, meeting adjourned. Thank you for coming.
Okay, all